All right, guys, I know the lighting is probably not going to be the best here, but I was putting Rain-X on and I'm getting ready to do a second coat, and I kind of thought, hey, why not turn on the camera and make a YouTube video? I know a lot of guys like to see this, like to see different things like this, and I surf it as well to look at different things such as this. So let me go ahead and show you guys how to put on Rain-X, or how I'm doing it. There's a lot of different ways. If you guys do it a different way, you can let me know in the comments below. But I'm going to show you how I apply Rain-X. Now, like I said, this is my second coat, so I didn't really clean the, I didn't go over the windshield with a fine-tooth comb yet after the first application, but I will after this one. So we're just going to start by, I'm using paper towels, so we're going to spray some of the Rain-X on directly onto the paper towel, get it saturated. And then we're going to go ahead and start doing circular motion on the windows. Basically, the thing you want to make sure is that you're getting complete coverage all over the window when you do this. I've already done the side windows. They got a coat on right now that I'm going to have to get off of there, and I'll show you how to use the water. We're going to use water and paper towels to remove this. So what you're doing is you're doing circular motions. You don't have to go as heavy as I am. I just want to make sure that I get everywhere. But you don't have to go this heavy with it. So then we're going to go to the other side. I'm going to fold this inside out so that so I have a clean side there. Saturate it again. And do the same thing starting over here. Make sure you get all the areas. Guys, this stuff is really going to help. If you've never used Rain-X or seen what it does, you pretty much don't even need windshield wipers in a downpour. The water just beads right off, and you can still see what's going on right in front of you. So, yeah, that's always a good thing. Now, what we're going to do is put that on now and let it dry to a haze, and then per the directions, I'm going to put on another coat after it dries to a haze. Let me make sure everything's good here. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to let it dry to a haze, and then I'm going to put on yet another coat on top of this. They say to do that to make sure you get full coverage, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a little bit. All right, guys, it sure does make the windows look nice after they get polished with this stuff, too. You can tell when it's been applied, because when you're buffing off the Rain-X, it's coming off almost like a polish, and you can see a difference in your windows. There's a barrier there that's going to make the water completely bead. Now, you're going to see the water bead in a little bit after this second coat when I put water on it to get the dried haze off there. Right now, what I'm going to do is put a second coat of Rain-X on the windshield, and that's recommended per the directions. Not something that you would necessarily have to do, but I'm going to do it just to be sure that I covered everything. I really want the windshield to be good. We're in a rainy season here where I live, and we have a lot of downpours and things, and I'm telling you guys what, the rain just beads off. You can see better than all the other drivers on the road if they don't use this Rain-X stuff. So that's definitely my my tip for the day. And since I was doing this, I figured, hey, why not make a video? I'm sure somebody will want to watch it. Speaking of that, let me go ahead and give you a little story time while I do this. Okay, so one time, you know, I was cleaning up the car today and doing different things. I got a new air filter in here. I got a new cabin. My cabin filter was absolutely filthy. There was like dead bees and bugs. It was totally like black. I couldn't believe it. It wasn't even that old. My cabin filter was dirtier than my air filter. But I went and got a new cabin filter and a new air filter. Got that replaced. And if you guys haven't changed the cabin filter in your car, if it has one, I highly recommend you do so. If it's a couple years old, you're going to pull it out and you're going to see it's going to be black. There's going to be bugs and wasps and all kinds of stuff in it. But anyway, I was going to tell you guys something I was thinking about earlier today. When I was about 17 years old, I had a vehicle that I took to one of those car washes where you put the coins in and you use the sprayer to spray the car. And you know what, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's got the brush and the high pressure sprayer. And this really wasn't a bad part of town I was in. It wasn't that bad at all. It was the middle of the day, probably about 3 in the afternoon. And I'm in there spraying. I got change in the thing, you know, and I'm hustling around. You know how you do in those things. You're trying to get as much as you can for your coins. You know, when you're spraying a car, you're trying to get all your money's worth out of it. So I'm in there and I'm walking around spraying the car and moving. So all of a sudden I see this guy come from the other side. There's fog, and you know, in those things there's always a heavy layer of fog from the sprayer and water spray and different things going on in there. And you know, it's kind of, the visibility is kind of low because the walls are close, kind of like in here. And I see this guy coming, like if I'm at the front of the car, he's coming from the back to the side of my vehicle. And I can just see right off the bat, this guy's a crackhead, without a doubt. Eyes bloodshot, wide, bulging, just looked like he was tweaking. 100% no mistaken, this guy was a crackhead. So he's coming around my car. Now I'm on a timer where I'm spraying, and I got my money that I'm using in there, okay? I'm like 17 years old, you know, I wasn't rich, of course, but I'm spraying, and this guy's coming around the car. As soon as I see him, dude, I just got upset because I know what this guy's gonna do. So I just stopped the sprayer, and I'm like, hey, before you even asked, I'm not giving you any money at all. So you might as well just head back out the way you came in. I'm not giving you nothing. This guy charges up to me, nose to nose, face to face, right up in my face. But he's only about 5'10". Now, I was a big dude even at 17. I was about 6'3", and I was 6'3", 220, I think, when I was 17. 6'3", 220. But he comes up to me, man, like forehead to my nose, pretty much. And he's like, and this guy's just eyes bulging, bloodshot, just like, I could tell this dude just all over drugs, man, just whatever's out there. And he's like, I wasn't going to ask you for no money. I was going to ask you for a map. And I was like, at this point, dude, I thought it was on. I thought this was it. I thought we were going to go toe to toe. So I'm standing there thinking, first off, am I just going to high pressure spray this guy? You know, is that how I'm going to start this? Or, you know, when he touches me, what am I going to do in this situation? So I'm like, you know, you got to stand your ground. You know, at 17 years old, this is a full grown man. I was a little bit intimidated. You know, this guy, it doesn't matter how, you know, that he was smaller, he had some heart. And I said, I ain't got no maps. Just like that, right back to him. And I didn't show 1 ounce of fear. I looked him right in his eye. I didn't look down, don't look away, don't turn your head, don't. You know, you got to kind of know the language of the street a little bit to know how to deal with these kind of people. You know, and I'm not saying that I'm some expert or something on the hood side of the street or whatever, but I'm just saying you got to kind of have a little bit of street smarts and know what you're doing in a situation like that. So I kept eye contact right in his eye when I told him I ain't got no maps, and I gave him the attitude right back to him. And then he just stands there, just all stiffened up, man, with his hands balled up into fists like this, just standing there. You know, because here's the thing, man. You come up bothering me when I'm spending my money. I got something going. I'm washing my car, and you come up to me wanting to ask me for money. So you not only are you wasting my money, you're trying to take my money. And I just knew this guy was shady all day, all over. And so then he just stands there like staring at me. And then he's just like, And then he just kind of turns around and walks away. And I just stay there. I just stay right in the same position I'm at. I got the hose like here and right here. And I just stand right where I'm at. Just while he's walking away. And I'm like, man, you know what? I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, I don't know where this guy came from, you know, to come over to me. I know there's a couple highway entrances where I was at, not far away. But I was like, it was really almost on. When this guy came up to me, I seen something in his eye. You know, I could tell it was on. You know, when he stepped forward up face to face with me, I knew that it could go either way at that point. He wasn't bluffing. You know, like I said, I was 17 years old, but I was big at 17. So that's probably what I had on my side. If I wouldn't have been 6'3", 220 pounds, it probably would have went a different way. But, you know, like I said, man, you know, I'm not going to cater to a crackhead. And, you know, there is times, though, you got to learn what to say and when to say it. But I'm just, in that situation, I said what I said and I owned it, you know. So it could have went either way, though. But as it went down, everything was good. Everything turned out good. And I just kind of remembered that, and I wanted to tell you guys that little story. But give me a couple minutes here, guys, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how the water beads, and we're going to get this Rain-X off. And we are back. And guys, this is hazy enough now that I can take and get this off here now and show you how to remove the Rain-X and how it's completed. But first of all, guys, I got to tell you about, guys, nothing that I own, I don't think any piece of gear that I've owned has come in as handy for me as these O-lights with the magnetic tail cap. Ever since I've been doing stuff with my car all day, with the metal tail cap, I would have my door open and I'd vacuum or clean the dash or do whatever I do, and I just turn the light on and I literally just stick it in the door jamb. Any of the metal, anywhere there's metal, I stick it up or down, high or low. Like if I'm in the car here and I'm wanting to do something here, like for example, yeah, you can see me. Well, right there's not enough metal, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but like in here, in the door jamb, now see, here's my hands, I've got this stuck here, and I can see everything. And then when I want to do the carpeting, I went down low on the door jamb and stuck it in there. Now I'm going to give you a little tip, how to tell if this is hazed right when you're not in the right lighting conditions like me. You want to look low, you want to look across the window and get low, and then shine the light up on the window, and it'll show, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it from there, but it'll show all the haziness there. So that's how you do that, guys. Just a little quick tip there if you're not in the right lighting, because you want to kind of do this in the shade anyway, even if you're outside, and that would be the way to do that. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to show you what the water does, how it beads, and this is basically how you take this, how you do this if you're using paper towels like me. If you're using cloths like microfibers and stuff, I just don't have any clean ones handy. Should have cleaned them, it would have been easier. So I'm just going to use these paper towels. But so what you want to do is, I got a bottle of, I'm just using a spring water here, and I'm just going to pour some on my hand, and then I'm just going to kind of come up and I'm just going to kind of flick the water on. You can see how it's beating and running. Maybe, hopefully you can see from there. But it's just beating, it's not even, you know, the little bits are staying, but any water drop that has some weight to it is running right off. So what you want to do is take a dry, clean paper towel and come back, and you're going to buff this until it's crystal clear. And the windshield will be crystal clear. I mean, it looks better than when you clean it with a regular glass cleaner. I don't know why or what is in Rain-X to do that. But when you polish the window with this stuff, it just comes out amazing. So I just bought mine at Walmart. It was $4, I think, for this, $4 to $5 for this size. It's a 12-ounce bottle. So I'm just polishing, and then what I'm going to do is go hit the other side, and then I'm going to come back and get any spots that I may have missed on that side. So I'm basically just going to get the bulk of it off, and then come back and go over it again. I can see it's coming out pretty good. But yeah, guys, if you've never had Rain-X, you'll be amazed in a thunderstorm how you won't even barely need your wipers at all. You might not even turn them on. Even on the highway, you can run without running your wipers and stuff if you have Rain-X treatment on there. The water just beads right up and just rolls right off. So now we're just polishing. Got a little bit too much water on that time, but that's okay. All that it means is that I might have to use an extra paper towel. I've done the sides and the back. I want everything to be covered. I'm just going to go one coat on those though, but I want everything to be covered. You can do all those. You could probably do your headlights and your outside mirrors too if you wanted. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fine tune it. I'm going to get one final couple pieces of this paper towel. I'm going to fine tune this polish. Like right here, I can see at the edges. It seems like, you know, the edges are easy to miss. And up here, I can already see a couple of spots that I missed. And then I'll get out my light and I'll do a thorough check. And I've also cleaned the inside of the window, guys. We'll talk about that here in a sec. I'll tell you about how I cleaned the inside of the window, and it was bad. It was very, very bad. So this is coming out really nice. I'm not seeing any haziness. I do see a little chip in the window, though, that I've never seen before. It's just tiny, though. You can barely even notice it. I couldn't even show it to you probably on camera. But nonetheless, it is a chip. I'm going to tell you how I clean the inside of this window, guys. And that's, for visibility's sake, it's a safety thing, too, to get the inside of this windshield clean. I'll tell you that right now. It's a safety thing. Not just will it help you. See, here's some spot I missed down here. Probably because it's so far in. You just got to watch. Now I'm just kind of, see another spot I missed right here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, like to the T, but you want to get as much off as you can. And man, that's going to do it. I think that'll do it. Okay, guys, so here's the deal with the inside of the windows. Believe it or not, even if you're not a smoker, I'm not a smoker. Used to be years ago. Smoked cigarettes years ago. But I don't smoke anything now. But what happens is in the heat of the summertime, the vinyl on dashes and car trim has what's called off-gassing, okay? So you got your car parked outside, it's 80, 85 degrees, and it's in the sunlight, and it's beating down on the dash. Off-gassing comes out of that vinyl, and it rises and collects on the inside of the windshield. And when you drive at night and headlights or street lights, either one of those hit the windshield, it looks like somebody smeared a glazed donut all over your window. That's pretty much what it looks like. Or like they took maple syrup and rubbed it all over your window. It's very hard to cut through. It smears. It's very hard to get off of there. Last time I tried rubbing alcohol and I had a very hard time getting it off with that. The rubbing alcohol was evaporating and it kept moving very quickly. So this time I looked around on the internet and I found some different ideas. There was a different idea everywhere you looked. So what I ended up doing was going with hot water and Dawn dish detergent. And I started off by doing the Dawn on there and the hot water and paper towels. And then after I got all of it, as much as I thought that I could get of the grime off, then I went and I used rubbing alcohol afterwards. The rubbing alcohol just straight up on a bad inside windshield just didn't work good for me. But after the Dawn dishwashing dishwashing liquid, the rubbing alcohol worked great. And when I drove this car, I was like, wow, it was like clarity was like unreal. It was amazing how much better I could see at night after I did that tonight. So you want to do that to the inside of your car. Use the Dawn and hot water, paper towel, and then dry it with a paper towel, and you don't have to rinse. You can go right into the rubbing alcohol and use that, and that's what I did. And it changed the view of this windshield, changed it inside out to a totally crystal clear window, and love it, love it. So guys, let me know your thoughts on Rhinex if you use it and how you like it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. This is DOF. I'll talk to you real soon. Out.